We're going to start out with the even baste, but first I'm going to show you how to sink your knot into the fabric to hide it. So notice how we have this nice and folded. We're always going to start on this right corner by the fold. So I put it between the two layers of fabric. See that? Then I fold it up, and you can see that my thread's coming out right here on this nice folded area. Now I'm going to sew all the way around from here to back to here again. So with the even baste, you're going to go into the fabric and out of the fabric at an even amount. So take a look at where my knot's coming out here, where my needle's going into the fabric here, that's about 1/4 of an inch, and then my needle's coming out of the fabric right here at 1/4 of an inch. So we're using 1/4 of an inch as the size of our space and the size of the thread itself. So I'm going to go back into the fabric 1/4 of an inch away and then come back out 1/4 of an inch away. Into the fabric 1/4 of an inch away, out of the fabric 1/4 of an inch away. Your tail, you want to make sure you keep making it shorter and shorter and shorter so it doesn't get caught in your fabric. Now we're going to turn our corner. We're going to go 1/4 of an inch away, 1/4 of an inch away, 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to keep going all the way until you make it to the end. This is actually a very, very simple stitch. You can see that it's a really long stitch, so it's going to be nice and easy to take out eventually. A base stitch is not meant to be permanent. It might be that you're using it to gather fabric together like a tulle skirt, or it might be that you're just joining two pieces of fabric together temporarily. There we go. That is the even baste. Notice that all of my stitches are nice and tight, but without being too tight, meaning that they're not pulling the fabric. And that there's 1/4 of an inch, quarter, 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 and it's pretty straight, nice and even. At this point, I'm going to take my needle off the end of my thread, and I'm just going to label this. I'm going to label it EB with a pen or a permanent marker. So make sure you label this, because you're going to take all of your hand sewing samples and hold on to them in your sewing bins until you're ready to turn them in all at once with your rubric. Label, label, label.